What's up, YouTube? Gonna bring you guys along for a full day of eating today, show you what's going on in my life, almost 11 weeks out from the Chicago Pro. It is May 2nd today. Got back and shoulders on the menu today, and I woke up thinking today was going to be a high day, but I actually emailed Chris, told him my weight came up after a rest day, which usually does for me, and we kind of avoided a crisis of feeling flat, fatigued, significant drop in body weight. So what happened was Monday, I went and trained, sweated like crazy, so there was a water balance issue for sure. I woke up at like 266 on Tuesday. We were like, all right, Wednesday, we're gonna run a high day. And then we talked Wednesday morning, I'd had meal one and we were talking and we were like, well, not even training today. We were like, all right, let's push off the high day to Thursday. Thursday rolls around today and I was 271 on the scale. So I come up 5 pounds from Tuesday morning. I'm fuller, I don't feel fatigued, I don't feel like I need the extra food. So this can be kind of a good learning point for you guys that are newer to competing, and a lot of my clients that I've had this conversation with. There's a lot of food focus when you get in prep. You just want a refeed, you want a high day, you want a cheat meal, you want something fun, you want to feel full again, and it's not always conducive. So I'm to the point in my career where I'm not so focused on temporary things. I knew today it would not benefit me to run a high day. I could have not emailed Chris and just gone with the plan. I wouldn't be cheating on my plan. I would have had my high day as instructed and checked in tomorrow. But I think what would have happened was I would have gained an excess amount of weight, because I think we had an unusually low weight due to my body just being racked from how hard I train, from how much I sweat when I train. It was just an unusually low weight. I know my body well at this point, but I knew I'm hungry, but I'm not fatigued to the point it's affecting training. I'm not flat to the point it's an issue. For you young guys that'll do anything for a refeed, anything for a high day, and if your coach pulls it out, it's just the end of the world and you're super upset. Remember that we're not doing this for temporary satisfaction, and tons of food is gonna be there in the off season to the point you're probably gonna hate food again because you're gonna have to eat so much, and you're gonna get plenty of cheat meals, plenty of fun stuff. But right now the goal is the show. The sole focus is the show and winning. Those that are focused on temporary satisfaction are probably not the ones that are going to win, and probably the ones that are going to cut corners. So figured I'd have a little lesson in there for you guys based on, I planned on doing YouTube and showing you guys a high day, but turns out you're gonna watch a low day of mine. So we're gonna start with breakfast, meal one. Got my Humuslan, gonna take that prior to my meal. Actually, what my meal one calls for is 80 grams cream of rice, 400 grams of egg whites, 1 whole egg, 15-ish grams of carbs from fruit, I do banana, and then 20 grams of peanut butter. I will give you guys the macro breakdown in a minute. What I've been doing, and I cleared this with my coach, always ask your coach what they want with your plan. There may be a reason behind certain things, but I love getting variety, and I already do cream of rice pre and post workout. You guys will see that later on in the video. But I love sourdough bread, legit sourdough bread, like bakery sourdough bread that has good ingredients and not a laundry list of ingredients on there, is great for your gut, great digestion wise. It's a good carb source. Now, if you're starving, I wouldn't suggest doing sourdough bread over cream of rice, because you can add a lot of water volume to the cream of rice. But I'm not starving right now, and honestly, I like to push meal 1 and 2 a little closer together because I want to get 3 meals in prior to training. I don't mind for this meal to digest a little quicker, but I'm going to show you guys a fun, interesting thing you can do for your preps or your off seasons. You're just going to use the same ingredients that are in your plan if you're allowed sourdough bread and egg whites. We're going to make egg white French toast with sourdough bread. So that's what we're going to do with my 60 grams of carbs. Instead of cream rice, we're going to do sourdough bread. So I'm going to show you guys that and give you the macros. So I've got my whole egg and my egg whites cooking on the pan here, but this is only 250 grams of egg whites because we're going to use 150 grams for the French toast. So I feel like one of the biggest reasons people have a problem with sticking to their diet is they don't put the effort into making it more interesting based on the ingredients they already have in their meal. So I was talking to a client recently and he was like, man, I see the pancakes you make and they look so good, and I know I probably can't do that based on my macros. I'm like, no, you totally can. You may have just not seen that I use Flavor Gang cream of rice, bowl of Gaines, and then I add baking powder, egg whites, and it makes a pancake. He's like, no way. I said, yeah, you literally have that in your plan. You have cream of rice and egg whites, and I think he had the option for oats. And I was like, you could also just blend up your oats, add egg whites and baking powder and a banana that's in your meal, and blend all that up, pour it in the pan. You have a pancake. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with your meals. You have to get creative and you have to try stuff out and see what works and what doesn't. So I figured out that 150 grams of egg whites worth is perfect for my French toast. I'll cook the rest of my egg whites separate. So I have 250 grams of egg whites and a whole egg. Then I have 150 grams of egg whites here that I'm gonna use for my batter for the French toast. So I'm gonna put a pretty good amount of cinnamon here, and then I do a little dab of vanilla extract. I don't do a lot of that. And then I do just a little bit of salt. So we got the eggs already cooked here, and this is 60 grams of carbs worth from sourdough bread. I think it's like 134 grams of sourdough bread. What I'm gonna do is just dip these into my batter and make sure that each piece gets enough on there. And then if I have a remaining amount of batter, I'm going to pour that on top of the French toast in the pan. But I'm letting the pan heat up a decent bit before I put these in. Now we're gonna put the French toast in the pan. Some of these pieces flaked off, but that's okay, they'll still be good. So these are done, guys. You don't want to overcook them because then they get burnt. They're gonna cook pretty fast. Just kind of want to mash all the egg whites out of it, really get it to cook on the pan, and then we are done with our French toast. All right, so here's the meal, guys. And I am using sugar-free Maple Grove syrup. It's my favorite. And the macros on this meal is 61 grams of protein, 87 grams of carbs, and 16 grams of fat. Super hungry, so gonna go ahead and get this meal down, and then I'll see you guys on meal 2. All right, meal 2 coming up, guys. A little behind on this meal, as I tend to always do when I do these YouTube videos for you guys, but hopefully it's worth it for y'all and you enjoy it. So this one, we are doing chicken, rice, zucchini, avocado. I like to cook my meal in the pan. That's another thing I do, guys, to help with the flavor profile of my food, make it more interesting. Not everyone can cook their meal in a pan unless you work at home like I do. But if you have time on your days off work or your last meal of the day or whatever it may be, it really definitely makes it more interesting to flash in the pan instead of microwave it. And I chop up red onions and I put some of those in there. You don't want to go overboard with that. But we're also gonna top this meal with orange dragon sauce from Flavor Gang. 10 out of 10 on this sauce, Ross killed it. I like to weigh out my sauce in prep. That way I make sure I'm not going overboard. This is a 15 gram serving, 5 calories. I just measure it out in here like 15 to 20 grams. And I'll pour a little bit on there, saute it, and then once I pull it off of the pan, I'll put the rest of the sauce on top, and then we're gonna do 15 grams of avocado. So here we go, guys. That is meal 2 with the orange dragon sauce on top. Got 175 grams of chicken, 160 grams of rice, about 100 grams of zucchini, and then 15 grams of avocado. So it's 517 calories, 57 grams of protein, 46 grams of carbs, and about 12 grams of fat. Much lower meal for me. These are the ones that leave me hungry, but that's what gets us shredded. Next meal will be pre-workout. I'm gonna really enjoy this. Some of you guys that have seen my prep vlogs before, you know I like super, super crispy rice. So I like to leave this on the pan for like forever, but I'm behind on my meals today, so we only get semi-crispy rice this meal. Gonna throw this meal down. Next meal will be pre-workout. Okay. Pre-workout meal, meal 3 here. Just took 3 capsules of Humislin For my pre-workout meal, we're doing 100 grams cream of rice, 15 grams of peanut butter, 75 grams of banana, and then 50 grams of whey from commissary whey here. I prefer the peanut butter chocolate flavor. It's all I ever drink, to be honest. Macros on this meal are 60 grams of protein, 102 grams of carbs, 11 grams of fat. Gonna get this meal down, and we're actually going to a new gym today called No Fear Fitness. It's kind of 35 minutes west of here. We're gonna go pick up Brandon Barrow, and we're gonna meet, Elias and Leona are both coming. Corey's not coming today, she's not training, we'll miss her. But Brittany's coming with me too. She's holding the camera, and we will be kind of training different things. Brittany's got back, I got back and shoulders. I think Elias and Brandon have legs separately, so it's gonna be all over the place, but you'll get to see everybody. Super excited to try this new gym. Maybe have a little bit quieter place to train because apparently not many people go there. So gonna have a little more of the gym to ourselves. But gonna eat this meal, and we will see you guys shortly. So this is the stack for today, guys. We got C block, 60 grams of carbs total. Tons of L-citrulline. I usually do like 10 grams in my pre-workout. Got EAA's Intra. I just took DNA Dispatch for pump, 6 capsules of that. This is our new Convict 2.0, bigger scoop. You get a double serving basically, and they also upped the amounts of a lot of the ingredients. So I can only handle a quarter, half a scoop. We're going half a scoop today. And then lockdown, I do 2 scoops between pre-workout and post intra-workout, and then of course some pink salt. And then these little guys are a little preview to something that Uprising is going to have in the near future. Can't tell you what it is, but we've been trying products that will be released, Kratom products will be released later down the road. I have been out of my mid-45 boost shots, so I'm gonna take these, and then I'm gonna do a couple of the gummies. I'll show you guys that in the car. I like to take that like 5 to 10 minutes before I train. So I'll be doing these. This is Kratom, a little heavier dose, and then add a couple gummies depending on how I feel. So gonna go ahead and take these, and then we are gonna pick up Brandon. We're a little late. What's new with me? All right, we made it to No Fear Fitness. Say hey guys.
What's up?
We got Elias and Brandon, Brittany and Leona. Brittany is wearing pants, but they thought she wasn't because of the color. Gonna throw down a couple Boost gummies on top of the gels that I took from Uprising. So we're gonna do 2 gummies. Try not to do too much sugar because I'm in prep. Obviously these have a little bit of sugar, but this much can't hurt. So we're gonna hit some back and shoulders. I'll see you guys inside. Buckle for safety. Come on. Good, I got you. First movement, we're starting on this chain-driven Nautilus pullover, which is, for those equipment nerds, you know, that's the original Dorian Yates pullover. This thing is awesome. Loving using this. My lats are pumped like crazy off the first set. So we're gonna do this. Then we got the Nautilus single arm plate loaded pull down. So very excited for both of these pieces today. Wasn't planning on running that Nautilus pullover for that many working sets, but felt too good not to. So moving on to an upper back movement. We're gonna do this hammer strength low row, and then probably after that, I'm gonna finish off my back with Nautilus pull down, and then move into some shoulders. I may do a little bit extra upper back just since I have access to different equipment, but we'll see how I feel after these next two movements. Got Liana on the new X. Come on. Yeah, that is my favorite pull down of all time still. The plate loaded version, not the pin selectorized version, is completely different. I don't know what it is, but it just feels so much better. Gonna jump in with Brittany on some quick cable rows just to pump the upper back. Then we're moving on to delts. There wasn't a good reverse pec deck, at least they have in Atlantis reverse pec deck, but it's literally like up against the wall. And my arms are so long that when I reached, I'm hitting the wall. So that didn't work. But I found this, and this is amazing. I feel like every gym needs to have this for like a chest supported dumbbell row or a rear delt fly like I'm doing, but this movement feels awesome. Dude, have you seen this? I'm doing rear delts on this. It's amazing. It looks awesome for rows too. Yeah, dude. Yes. Go. Go. What we're doing here is an upright row on this Cybex Smith, and then I just decided for the hell of it, superset with some shrugs, pump up the traps a little bit. This will be my last movement of the day. Just did that seated Atlantis side lateral machine. Really liked it once I locked in and figured out how I wanted it set up, but really getting a good shoulder pump here. Then we're gonna pose a little bit.
How are you feeling?
Feeling pumped, feeling good. We are finally back home. That definitely took forever. I'm like super hypo. It's been way too long since I ate. Prep brain's happening already, I guess, because I should have totally thought if we're going to a gym 40 minutes away that I should have brought my post-workout meal. So I'm just having this. I'm super hangry. But same exact meal as my pre-workout. Samson is dying to have more apples, even though I already gave him a bunch. Enough is never enough. But same meal, so we got 100 grams of cream of rice, 15 grams of peanut butter. I'm doing my carbs from apples this time, like Samson wants. And this is 15 grams of carbs from apples, 110 grams of apples, and then 50 grams of protein from whey. And it's the same peanut butter chocolate. It's all I ever do. This is my post-workout. My brain is gone. Had an awesome session, but it was like I was cruising through that workout, felt freaking awesome, and now I'm just crashed for the night. That's how you know you gave it your all. So I'm gonna eat this, and then we got 2 meals left for the night. All right, meal 5, and I'm gonna show you guys 2 of my favorite things in prep. One is Melinda's black truffle sauce. It's absolutely incredible. I only do it maybe 1-2 meals a day because I do sometimes get reflux from it, and I'll also measure it on the scale. But here we have the same meal I ate on meal 2. It's just a repeat of meal 2. So we've got 160 grams of rice, 175 grams of chicken, 15 grams of avocado, then we got a mix of zucchini and asparagus. So the macros are 57 grams of protein, 46 grams of carbs, and 12 grams of fat. And I'm going to just measure this because honestly guys, if you go crazy with your sauces and prep and you have no idea how much you're putting on, like that was already a serving. So I'm only going to do a little more than a serving. Now, this has 0 calories, right? But if you read in here, cane sugar right there, this isn't truly 0 calories because total sugar is less than 1 gram. But that's based on a 5 milliliter, 5 gram serving. So guys, remember that just because it says 0 calories, it's actually not the case. The FDA allows for lower calorie things to be called 0 calories if it's negligible based on the serving size. So you guys putting the spray butter on your stuff, look at the back. It's gonna say like 1,000 servings. It's 0 calories, but technically it's just the same as if you get the tub of butter. It's just you're spraying it on there, and it would take a ton of sprays to get an amount that's not negligible. So just remember that when you're looking at your nutrition labels, look at the ingredients, because if it's an ingredient that's pure fat or pure sugar, pure carbs, it is not 0 calories. So be careful with that. So I am obsessed, especially in prep, with more. This helps me in the off season get my water in, and it really helps me to have something to taste and prep. My coach, Chris Tuttle, this is his formulation. Super glad that he came up with this. I'm not like sponsored by them or anything. Of course, I just love to support Chris. I buy this stuff myself. He doesn't just give it to me because I want to support him, and I think it's awesome what he does. These are much better than like the Crystal Lights and the stuff like that, because those tend to cause people to retain water. I've had clients that'll retain water from some of the flavorings. This is a much better option that Chris and I both know as coaches. We've seen that it does not cause clients to retain water. I like to mix the lemonade with the sweet tea because it's like an Arnold Palmer. I don't know why I can't say that. It's super good. So this is my second favorite drink, aside from my Dr. Pepper Zero, which I'll have on my last meal. But this is meal 5 and a couple of my favorite prep things. See you guys on meal 6. If you have never cooked your beef and rice on the pan to heat it up instead of microwaved it, this is your sign to do so. It is so good. See the crispy rice? I let it cook for freaking forever, but the fat from the red meat comes out into the pan, into the rice, and gets the rice really crispy, brings out the flavors all together. So I definitely recommend doing this, especially for your last meal before bed. It just makes it so much better. And we're gonna make a burger bowl with these. And Brittany already cracked it open. First taste of my other favorite thing in prep, my addiction, Dr. Pepper Zero.
That's for you, Elias.
Elias and Liana McCall make fun of us for how much we love diet soda because they think we're gonna die because we drink diet soda too much. So, but I enjoy my evenings. Isn't it called liquid death or something like that? Okay guys, last meal of the day, meal 6. It's my favorite meal. So you saw how I was making a burger bowl. We've got 210 grams of rice. Chris actually gives me more rice now on my last meal of the day. I really like doing this because it allows me to go to bed a little fuller than how we used to do things. Was generally last meal is the lowest meal, but he wants me having more calories like after my training, recover. So I have a couple lower meals during the day, and my last meal is a little bit higher on the carbs. Then we've got 195 grams of beef, and then I've got asparagus in here. Then what I did is I cooked it on the pan with some red onions. Then we've got pickles cut up on top, mustard and sugar-free ketchup. Of course, the Diet Pepper, or Diet Dr. Pepper you guys saw. So the macros are 62 grams of protein, 59 grams of carbs, 20 grams of fat. So this is an awesome meal right before bed. Just like I've said before, guys, put the effort in your food. You'll enjoy dieting much more. I really don't miss food that bad. Not that hungry yet, but honestly, I enjoy my diet food so much. I look forward to every meal. So take some of the tips I have. Comment below if you have any questions about diet. Hit me up on Instagram. Love to hear what you guys think about these full day of eating videos. And love giving you guys some food ideas. I hope you enjoyed it. Just make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll get you guys more videos of the rest of prep soon. Say goodnight, Sammy.
Say goodnight, Sam.
Good night, Sam. Go sleep.